Okay, well everyone, here we are, part 4. Same background for part 3, as I promised. But this time we're not going to go into any of these, we've already talked about them. Instead we're going to move along. See, the first one I'm going to pull up, I had mentioned in the part 3 video that you can get like these in smaller box sets or more condensed. And that would be like this one. Black Lagoon. This is considered the complete set. This is seasons 1 and 2 and has a buttload of extras with it. But as you can see, you get disc 1 through 6 on 3 of the discs, and the extras on a separate one, instead of having these that just take up a lot of space. But I said this is the way I got the things originally, and I'm not about to get rid of them, because a lot of them, I love the artwork on here, so I don't want to get rid of them to get just a box set like this, and chance just having, regular artwork like that. I mean, it's cool and all, but it's not the same. And I don't believe that it would be. Anyways, this is Black Lagoon. This is about a group of pirates who end up getting a hold of a young kid, or a young, he's a businessman, or an assistant to a businessman, that gets on a trip to Southeast Asia and ends up getting captured by these pirates, and he becomes part of their group. They do everything that's illegal, from kidnapping to, you name it, gun running. They kidnap people and children, dealing stolen goods, drugs. It's just crazy, their adventures, and they just run around their group called the Black Lagoon. And they got a pretty cool boat too. Really good, very well done, and funny too. Extremely violent, very violent anime. I love it. I think it's great. Let's see. Then we have Razafon, the movie, or the motion picture it's called, but it's still a movie. This is a super condensed version of this Razafon, the complete collection, which is 7 DVDs. Okay, what is it? It's 650 minutes condensed down to I believe it's just like 120 minutes, so 2 hours. Okay, 650 minutes condensed down to 2 hours. That's a lot of story missing, but they did a pretty good job, and it's almost, it's the same story as these, with the exception that, there's not a lot of background, you can't go into too many characters, so they've edited some of them out, but it's also different, so that's why I kept it, because it's not the same, but it's similar, that you have some of the same characters, some of the same situations taking place, but it's different, and they focus, this is a love story, it's action, but they focus more on that in this one. Anybody that has seen Neon Genesis Evangelion, which I have and I'll be showing later, Razafon is pretty much a ripoff of Evangelion. Sorry to say that, but it is. It has differences. Some of the stuff is much more interesting and everything, and the kid's not as whiny as the one in Evangelion, but still, if you've seen Evangelion, you've seen Razafon. If you've seen Razafon, you've seen Evangelion. But I think you should see both of them anyways. It doesn't matter, because though this one is a mirror of that one, it still warrants watching. So there you have those. And that set, all these sets now, to try to get a hold of a lot of them, man, they're so expensive. I didn't pay a lot, but just at the time. But now, Jesus. Okay, here we go with Ergo Proxy. This is beautiful. There's only one problem. Every single time I sit down and try to get a chance to watch this, I get interrupted, and I have no idea why. It's about a young detective. She's an investigator for the government, and the city that is a blending of robots and humans. Okay, It's almost like a utopia type society, and the robots have been made so well that they look like humans. There was an experiment that kind of went haywire, and this weird creature, I don't know what the hell it is, because like I said, I haven't really got to go through the whole thing. But there's this weird creature that is part of the experiment and escapes, and the government's trying to cover it up while they send their own agent in secretly to find this thing and to capture it and bring it back. But also to cover up its trail and cover up any evidence of it. And this young detective, she finds out. But another problem is that whenever this strange creature thing crosses, or one of the robots sees them, they drop down into this, like they're preying. And then they go ballistic and start killing. It's friggin' bizarre, but it's really, the story is really captivating. So far what I've seen, I want to see more. And the anime is just beautiful. They did a beautiful job with it. The grittiness of the surrounding and the environment, you almost feel it. It's that well done. So, there's that. It's Ergo Proxy. And that is, how many? It's only 4 DVDs. Actually, it's 3 DVDs with 6 discs. And you got 1 special bonus DVD. Okay. Here we have Full Metal Panic, the complete collection. There is a second part to this. I forget what it's called, but this is 7 discs. I've seen this, and I remember it's funny. Oh my god, it deals with gigantic mechs and kids and schools and stuff like that. And it's one of those ones. It's like this. I've seen it. I don't know how many times I've seen it. I own it. I've owned it for years. And I just pulled it out, and for whatever reason, I cannot remember it. But I just remember it's funny. It deals with the kids, once again, and gigantic mechs that they pilot. And I believe a government conspiracy. They're in school, which is kind of strange, but like a high school or whatever. And they pilot these mechs. Oh, God. Alright, I'm sorry. I can't recall it. But there you go, you got 7 discs, and it's called The Complete Collection. I know there is a Full Metal Panic Part 2, I forget what it's called, but I don't own it. Okay, the next one that I'll do, and this is from a TV series, and Steph, SPR12CR, guess what, I don't know if I've shown this before or not. I may have, I may not, but maybe you've seen it. It's Supernatural, the anime series. Yeah, they animated the Winchester boys. There is one thing that I really don't like about it. Sam Winchester, Jared Padalecki does do his voice through every single one of the episodes. Jensen Ackles only gets to do, I think it's the last 2 episodes in this, and he actually does the voice acting for Dean Winchester. The guy that does all the rest of them, it kind of blows because you hear him trying, but he can't do it. He doesn't. The humor is kind of lost too. But at least the saving grace is that Jared Padalecki reprises the voice and keeps it the same of Sam Winchester right there. So I'm enjoying this. Haven't seen all of them, but I had to have it because I love Supernatural. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna leave that right there. Let's see, Castle in the Sky, another Studio Ghibli film. Just picked this one up, I think, a couple weeks ago, and got it real cheap at, was it Costco, I think it was. And my youngest son and I watched it about the very infamous floating castle, Laputa, and some kids that are trying to find it. And you got sky pirates, you got all kinds of stuff. Just really neat story. And a lot of fun. So I had to have this. I'm looking for Howl's Moving Castle. I used to have it. I don't know what happened. But, I'm looking for that too right now. That one's expensive. But, yeah, Castle in the Sky. Great story. Really cool. Here we go with Berserk. This is the TV series, Season 1, Complete Collection. You know what? I'm trying to find out if there's actually a season 2, because how this leaves off, it leaves you wanting more. This is an extremely violent anime. I mean, really violent. This is about a young mercenary, fighting on the front lines and everything. They're trying to gain fame and glory. And, his name that he's taken is Guts. That's what he calls himself, Guts. But Berserk is just really graphically just violent. Extremely violent. I love this. God, I love this one. And, like I said, where it leaves off with season 1, I mean, obviously, you really want a season 2. And I hope it doesn't end up like this other anime that I have. I'll be getting to that too. I forget the name of it. Oh, crud. Anyways, there's Berserk. This is 6 disc in one little thing. Like you said, you see, instead of getting all of them like that, they're starting to condense them like this. Though I've had this for years. Here we go with Wrath of the Ninja. This one, real quick, is just about this young girl who her clan has been destroyed. She's the last one. She has a magical dagger, and there's two other ones, and 2 other ninjas from other clans get together, and with these magical weapons, and they fight demons, and they're trying to save their land. So pretty cool. I owned this before, got stolen. And then while I was in college, I had a lot of anime that was taken while I was in college, because we used to pass this around. Like I said we studied into anime and everything for it was part of my degree, and it's just people wouldn't return shit, and then of course they either stop taking the courses, they switch over, or life happens and then they can no longer continue, or they graduate and then they never gave their shit back. So I've lost quite a few, but I just picked this up, got it at a real good price, $3 on eBay. So got this back in my collection. I'm pretty happy with that. So that's Wrath of the Ninja. This one I grabbed. It was real cheap. About a month ago, but I've only got to watch 1 episode. It's more comedy than anything. Kind of threw me off because it says from the director of Last Exile, which is this, which I love. So I got both of these. It's you got part 1 and part 2, The Tower of Druga, and I haven't really got to see it yet, but you got 2 discs apiece, and like I said, it kind of took me by surprise. First off, because it's more comedy than anything. It's about this young boy who is trying to get to the top of the fabled Tower of Druga. Only seen really 2 episodes, so can't give too much, and that's only of this set right here. I haven't seen the second one. So, alright. And let's see, I'm going to finish this off, part 4 off. Here, move this up. With this, it's broken down. It's 6 DVDs, but I'm going to break it down to 3 apiece, and I will explain. This is a Togizoshi, okay? You see a Togizoshi here, and over here, a Togizoshi Tokyo. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, this is, this is one of those anime that I'm seriously torn. And I'll explain. Okay, you got these 3 right here. Of course, you get the yin and the yang symbol right there, which kind of makes sense because the first 3 are black, and the last 3 are white. This was during the dark time, and this is when the conclusion, when things were finished off. Okay, but this was taking place. Oh, when was it? At the peak of the Heian era. Okay. Famine, they're saying famine and disease and all kinds of stuff are just tearing everything up. There's dark magic, there's just all kinds of bad stuff going on. Okay? And there's this band of people that get together and to battle this evil. Alright? So this right here, these 3 discs, 1 through 3, I picked this one up by accident. There used to be a store called Media Play that had just wonderful things in it. I mean, hard to find, rare movies. Just had a buttload of movie memorabilia, and I loved that store. And anime that was so hard to find and so rare. Go anywhere else, even online, I couldn't find some of the stuff. But I would go there to Media Play and would find this. And just a great store. And for whatever reason, the people who owned them just closed it down. Just shut them out. Just forget it. They were done. Gosh, I miss that store. I mean, way better than Best Buy. Way better than even Walmart stuff. I mean, just shit. Just great prices and just real neat people. And just great, products. They would get the cool shit in that store. It was huge. But anyway, so Tokizoshi, I went in there, and this had just come out, and it was, oh man, intense. But it was, I screwed up, grabbed this, and grabbed a couple other things, and didn't realize this was there. And this was on sale for like $16. So I put it up on the counter, realized that I had it still in with the rest of my purchases, and said, you know what, I'm just going to do it anyways, because the person at the counter said, oh, you might like this one. I forget what she told me it was like at the time, but I liked what she had mentioned, and she said it was similar, but it was beautifully done. And I said, great, I'll buy it, $16, big deal. Took it home, watched it, wow, blown away. I mean, it is a gorgeous anime. And then, the story, it really got me hooked. So as soon as each disc came out, I bought them. Here's the problem. I got to this disc, and then it ended. The characters are dying off. Shit's just going wrong. Evil was winning. Okay, it went. Oh, damn. Okay. Well, obviously it's not done. Well, then this one comes out. Well, there's a problem, because this time period and this time period are different. This is modern. This is now. And the characters are back, but you're having to get to know them all over again, because it's like they've been reincarnated. And I'm sorry, the story and even the animation style and all this stuff, it doesn't match. It, personally, if this was the anime alone, I'd get rid of these. Just totally get rid of them. But because I'm a completist and because it is part of the story, and I really like these, I'm keeping them. So, there you have it. This is why, it's conflict. Because I like this story, and I wish they would have finished it off a little bit differently. Yeah, it kind of does come full circle once you reach here, but then again, it doesn't. It's like it loses something, loses part of the story, where the characters you fell in love with here, they're back here, but they're different. And it's just, it was stupid. I didn't like it. So anybody that's seen that and disagrees with me, I'm sorry. This is just the way I feel. Okay? Those of you that haven't seen it, I want to give it a recommendation. I do, to this. But I can't, because of the way I feel about this. So there you have it. Still went over, as I see. Wow, I almost did the full 20 minutes just on those extras right there. I should need to cut this down. I'm having a hard time. But there you go, the end of part 4, and I shall return with at least part 5 and a bunch of other parts later on. So, hope you enjoyed this, and take care, everyone. Catch you later.